Hello, welcome back to A Fresh Perspective on Business podcast. I'm Laura Leyland, Managing Director of Fresh Perspective Resourcing, nearly forgot what we were called then, a recruitment business with a twist on the traditional, and I'm here today with my co-host, Tony Greenwood.
Greetings.
And say hello to our YouTube fans.
Hello, YouTube fans.
The visual audience.
Yeah, we're visual.
Welcome. We
Hello.
love you.
Welcome indeed. It's a big day today, isn't it?
Just checking my green light was on my microphone.
Yeah, you're on. Yeah, it's
honestly, I really thought I took my jumper off just before, and I honestly thought I put an orange t-shirt on.
it's not.
I was
orange.
really shocked. What does it say?
Dare to be different.
There you go.
And that is what we
That's
like to do.
That's the message for today.
Dare to be different. It's episode 202, of course.
Wow.
Which is woo! And it's the 21st of June. And if you know anything, if you've listened to this podcast or you know anything about Fresh Perspective, you'll know that's a big day today. It's a big day today. But before that, we're going to talk about holidays, aren't we? And leaving your team to run your business.
If we took a holiday.
Holiday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Took some time to celebrate. Come on.
Celebrate. Just one day out of life. Just one day out of life. It would be. It would be so nice.
Love Madonna, by the way.
Great
Love
song.
Madonna. Where is she these
I
days?
don't know. She doesn't look like Madonna anymore, though, does she?
I don't know. Does she
Like
not?
she's had a lot. She's not had some.
Has she?
Maybe that could be incorrect.
Oh,
I can't
slanderous.
Can't check.
Slanderous. Anyway, we're going to... Yeah,
She's mega, though, isn't she?
Yeah.
And she can still sing.
She can still do a bit, can't she? A bit like Celine Dion, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, well, not sure about that. Anyway, we're going to talk about...
Sorry, I rudely interrupted you with a song.
I was going to tee us up, but you teed us up yourself. And
Saw my opportunity.
You did, and you took
I went for it.
Business owners and senior managers can't work 52 weeks a year. They've got to take some time off. It's almost essential. So this podcast is all about hints and tips about making that as seamless and as pain-free and as happy for you as possible.
Yeah. Essential, but terrifying.
Essential, but terrifying.
Yeah. I remember the first time I went on holiday and we left the team. I'm like, oh my goodness. It's like leaving your baby with, well, I imagine, like leaving your baby with some people for the first time going off on a holiday.
It's an essential part of life.
Yeah.
I've just put my brew down there and I apologise to audio listeners.
Yes, put it down quietly, please.
Apologies. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's my favourite part of the show. I know it's your favourite part of the show. For YouTube people, this is going to be a visual treat as well as an audio treat. As I say, this is episode 202 of A Fresh Perspective on Business podcast. But Laura, can you share with me and everyone listening and watching around planet Earth today and tomorrow, what is that in Spanish, please?
Episodio número 202.
Dos. That's an easy one, guys. 202. Dos.
Dos.
Because.
Go do the hand motion.
Dos.
202.
Dos. Easy work. Now, this bit of the podcast, of course, what have we been up to? It's what we're going to be doing in the next 12/18 hours, and that is celebrating the Freshies tonight.
Oh, my God.
It's the 21st of June. I am literally going home to get changed as soon as I've done that. I'm literally going. This is my last...
Well, we need to get to the cathedral. That's where it is this year.
I'm going to get changed, go to the
and set up.
cathedral. That's what I mean. I'm going to go home, get changed into my proper scruffs,
Yeah.
get to the cathedral.
I will be coming.
Set up that shiz.
In the house of God.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Praise to the Lord.
Have you, on a No. I don't phrase this question. Have you enjoyed the preparation for the Freshies this year? That was a genuine... How was preparation? You can probably tell by using your ears and your eyes that Laura wasn't expecting that question, but she's managed to swerve it really, really well. We've booked a few races, haven't we, recently?
No, I will answer the question. So, no.
No, you've not enjoyed
I
it,
haven't.
have you?
But do you know what? I don't. Apparently, the team tell me I get really stressed every year, and I'm like, "Why are we doing this? This is hard work." And then I get there on the night, and I'm like,
"Oh yeah,
this is why." Shall we do it again next year?
Yeah.
But this year, last year was tough, but not this year. Well, last year was the first time we did sponsors. which is what enabled us to go from £6,000 for charity the year before to 16. Thank you to all of our local community for getting involved. But this year, we sold a load of tickets early on, dead easy. And then there was a period of time I was like, we aren't going to fill this cathedral. We've got 400 capacity, which would be a bit tight, 400 people sat, but we'd have no room to dance, which is terrible. So we capped it at 350. I was like, we'll be lucky if we sell 200 tickets. And I was really worried. And then getting people to sponsor was really hard this year. I think because of the cost crisis. And the last 12 months have been weird. Customers are making decisions differently, putting things on pause. And businesses don't know which way is up, and so to part with cash has been hard. But we got creative. We broke down the big figures into smaller chunks, and we've managed to do it. I think we actually will tonight with the raffle funds as well. I think we actually will make £20,000 for charity, and which makes me really happy. It's been hard, and what is hard is balancing that with our own targets
proper work
Fresh
stuff
to pay our staff, but we had a real we finished last financial year with 11% growth.
Woo!
And we've had a good start to June. We
Great.
should hit target. Got a week to go, but yeah, I wouldn't say I've enjoyed it. It has been really hard and really stressful, but the last few weeks I have enjoyed.
That's good. Well, it's all gonna.
But nothing worth doing is easy, or not much.
No. And Emma will be back next year for the 5th awards, won't she?
She better have no more babies. But yeah, no, and Emily has been selling table sponsors and tickets. She's been coming in a day a week. She's been doing it from home on maternity leave. She has put a shift in, to be fair.
No more babies.
No more babies. That's gonna be that can be a podcast.
That's a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt.
T-shirt, yeah.
Back to the running.
Yes, it booked some runs.
You locked in some. I got text off Vicky last week saying Blackpool 10k. Don't want to do it. We're going to book it now. I'm like, okay, so we'll do that. Lytham half marathon, flat, beautiful,
lovely.
Don't know when it is.
11th of August.
Okay.
And Vicky can't do it, but then you've got Fleetwood 2 weeks after, also flat.
Yeah, I did that. Fleetwood was my first half marathon.
Oh, okay. What's it like?
Flat. Windy.
Good. That's what we want.
Gusty.
So I might do both. I'm definitely fancying Lytham.
Yeah,
might
Lytham
do
will be
Fleetwood.
decent.
And then we got an email yesterday that London Landmarks half marathon ballot is coming up. Later this month.
Next week. Woo!
I'd love to do that, but it is very close to the London Marathon. So if we get into
Is
both,
it?
we may as well live in London in next April.
Oh right, is it?
It's like early April,
Don't
and
know when
then
it is.
the marathon is later on. I think it's on the same day as Manchester next year, which I think is stupid.
You've written Brighton Marathon here.
So
tell me more.
I was thinking, if I don't get into the London Marathon on the ballot, I don't know if I want to raise £2,000 again next year because it were hard work.
Yeah, it was hard work.
So I'm thinking I might do Brighton. But then Vicky made a good point when I went running with her last night that she thinks that the Manchester Trust Foundation would happily allow us to run for them again in Manchester for £300 of money raised. So, don't know, I might do Manchester and I can get a B on my tattoo. Which is new, by the way. New tattoo. Two running ladies. I don't know if you can see it.
I'm contemplating.
It's got the London skyline.
And your jazzy trainers.
With my jazzy trainers, I know.
I'm contemplating getting a tattoo. I just putting it off.
Why?
I don't know. How much would it that?
60 quid.
Really? Okay.
Is that what's putting you off? Or just
No,
think you want one?
it's not. No, it's not. It's. Do you know what's put me off? And you can get this feedback live and direct. It's like, well, people judge me for having a tattoo of running the London Marathon in sub 4 hours, which I did, by the way.
Why would they judge you?
Rather than having a tattoo of like my kids or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And am I too bothered about getting judged than actually getting a tattoo of my accomplishments at London Marathon? You know what I mean?
You should be judged for doing the London Marathon in a positive way.
Yeah, I should. Yeah.
Well, like,
can I spend my money on? But can I spend my money money be better spent on other things? I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I know it's only 60 quid or 100 quid, for example. Yeah.
This was 40.
Yeah, well, I kind of want the. I've got it in my head what I want it to
You
to
just
look
need to
like.
think about what you want.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Do you want a marathon tattoo or not? If you do, get one. If you don't get one.
Yeah, I think I do want one. That's
And then you could incorporate your children's initials or something into it because they were there.
They were there,
They
yeah.
experienced the achievement with you. So, like, someone did a post on LinkedIn and said that she's making a change to how she looks. She had, the tunnels in her ear. The
Oh,
holes.
you mean when the hole?
Yeah, and she said they didn't fit her anymore now. So she had an operation to close the holes.
It's a funny thing to do, that, isn't it?
To have them done in the first place. Yeah.
Anyway.
So, and she asked the question, like, what would you change about yourself now? And I'm like, I would probably get more tattoos because I
Really?
waited until I did the marathon in York last year to get my first tattoo because it was something that I was really proud of and it was a no-brainer. I immediately wanted to tattoo, whereas the rest of my life, I've never really wanted anything enough on my skin to get it permanently inked onto my skin. But as soon as I'd done the marathon, I'm like, I want to mark this occasion. And I'm like, why have I not marked setting up a business? So I think I'm going to get the outline of the Fresh logo somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. Emily's got a few tattoos.
Yeah.
She's sister, isn't she?
But I like that they mean something, and people are like, why
Yeah,
are you
the
getting them on
meaning-
your arms? I'm like, so I can see them all the time.
They got to mean something, haven't they?
Yeah, I think so. It's, for me, my tattoos don't express me artistically, but they remind me of what I've achieved and the struggle I had to go through to get it. And then when I'm on a run, and I'm like, God, this is hard, I need to stop. Just look at my arms, I'm like, I've run 2 marathons. I can keep going. I can run 10 fucking K.
You have... You have run 2 marathons, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So that's why I wanted them. And if that's a similar reason to you, then you should absolutely get one and sod what anybody else thinks. What other people think of you is none of your business.
Yeah, that's true. You've maybe I need to reflect on what you've said. I've got a design in my head and a I think I know. Anyway,
Okay. Good.
This is not the
Great,
tattoo.
excellent.
This is not the tattoo marathon podcast.
I mean, a lot of people get tattoos on holiday, so it does go. But yeah.
They absolutely do, yeah. My MD Joe has got Felix tattooed on his leg from a holiday.
Felix?
Yeah.
Randomly?
Yep, random. I mean, I am not down with that. I mean, that is... You're absolutely right. They've got to mean something, haven't they? They've got to have something meaningful behind them.
I think so. I know other people are different, but it's taken me a long time to get one. I didn't just want to get anything. I just knew. I'm like, yeah, I want that.
I want a marathon
people are like,
tattoo.
oh, why have you got? What does he tattoo mean? Because they've got numbers on them. I'm like, why? I run a marathon. And like, wow, me too. Which one did you do? And they're just conversation starters. You find your tribe through.
Find your tribe.
Yeah. Where if I'm just like, oh, why have you got that? I'm like, oh, I just got drunk in Magaluf one time and got a tattoo.
Yeah.
Not the same, is it?
It's stupid, isn't it? No, with respect, sorry if you're listening or watching and you got drunk in Magaluf and you got Felix tattooed on your leg like me MD. He will admit that's actually...
Shout out to Joe.
Joe, it's stupid, isn't it? I mean, he would probably admit it is anyway. But anyway, we are on time constraints for this podcast. We're going to rattle through some absolutely fantastic hints and tips about going on holiday and leaving your team in charge of your business.
Yeah, it was my business coach. Shout out to Paula. She does listen.
She does listen. Hello, Paula.
Her idea to post about, talk about, write about this because a lot of her clients struggle going on holiday and taking time out. But you need it because otherwise you're going to go bang and then you're used to nobody. And then you possibly could get ill from stress and it's not good. But then it's this worry of going away. Like, what do you need to work on holiday? Can you go away? If you don't have a team, you go away and you don't do any work, you don't earn any money. So a lot of people are like, I just want to be a one-man band. But then if you're a one-man or woman band or person band, what happens when you go on holiday?
Well, it just
You
stops.
either have to work fully or it stops and you don't get money. So
it stops, yeah.
I do think this is a benefit of having, sometimes hiring people and having a team is really, really, really hard. Like, it isn't easy. Like someone said, one of the biggest challenges you and Emily will face when you set up a business is people. And
100%.
I didn't believe them. I thought it would be sales. And that's not to say that I don't appreciate the people that work for us. We love our team to bits. They are amazing, but they are humans like me and Emily. And sometimes there's drama, sometimes there's issues, sometimes you can't be arsed, they can't be arsed, or things go off piece or whatever. But dealing with the challenges that people bring you is hard work. But the benefit of having people in your business is amazing.
Yes, it is.
The camaraderie, the relationships. You can't have a culture if it's just you. The values, what you stand for, looking after each other, supporting each other. If you're those kind of people, having a team is essential. And then one of the biggest benefits for me and Emily is we can go on holiday as sisters and family together, leave our team to run our business. And not just run it, but actually
smash it.
Keep it going forward. It doesn't just stand still. When I went on holiday in January, and I've just been on holiday to France, and for the first time, we got sales in. The business grew without me. And
Good.
My business coach, Paula,
shout out, Paula,
said that I should talk about it because other people will resonate with it.
Absolutely.
So that's how we are here today with the topic of holidays.
All right, let's not go there again. So the first
thing, we should always say that word in that way.
You want to say the word holiday?
Hey, so yes, this weekend I just booked a holiday.
And that is what we will do. So the first thing we want to talk about is creating. What are you laughing at?
I'm just gonna go. Took some time.
I knew you were gonna. I knew. I could feel you in me.
Just one day
Oh, there we go. Stop it now. Be professional.
All right.
Christ almighty.
Okay, all right. I'm back in the room.
The first thing that we talked about with going on holiday is to create a senior leadership team that you can trust, that you can have open communication with, and that essentially they're your go-to people in the key areas, the key departments of the organisation that you can just drag and drop some stuff into. They're capable, they're intelligent, they can run their department and talk between themselves. That essentially it means that you can just out you go on your holiday. Correct?
Yes, we, monsieur. And if you're thinking, I've not got a senior leadership team or an SLT, because it sounds really formal, like only big businesses have them. But look at who is your right-hand guy or gal.
Yeah.
Who is the most senior member of the team? Who's been there the longest? Who knows the shizzle? Who can, if you're out on a meeting or you're sick or whatever, who can step into the brink? That is one of your senior leadership team. You may only have one, depending on the size of your business. We've got Vicky, she's our manager, and then Andrea is the team lead, she supports Vicky, and then Cheryl used to be team lead, but she's now moved over into sales. But she's still a senior member of the team. She's still been here a long time, she still knows Fresh inside and out, she's done multiple jobs in the business, and together those three work really well together. Now you've got some senior talent seekers coming up into the ranks. Rachel's kind of moved into marketing, so she obviously, she's been here long enough now, she knows how to market Fresh. So between them, they've got operations, delivery, sales and marketing. And then the team love them,
everything's
respect
covered.
them, listen to them. We'll go to them with problems. They know how to solve them. That's my senior leadership team. I don't call them that.
Oh, we do at our business.
Yeah, I don't call them, let's have a senior leadership team meeting. But that's who it is. And so what I'm trying to say is if you don't have a senior leadership team.
Oh, right, okay.
It's those people.
So we have
the ones that you... Yeah, anyway.
We have three. There's me, Graham and Rachel and Joe. So every Monday we have a senior leadership team meeting.
That's four.
Yeah, so Joe's the MD at the top. Then there's me.
Okay.
Then there's me.
Yeah.
And Graham and Rachel.
Okay.
So Rachel's logistics. Graham's producing stuff.
Beer.
I'm sales.
Okay.
What
does Joe do?
Joe's the managing director.
No, what does he do?
He oversees.
He
oversees.
Okay.
That's what he does. Does a bit of selling.
Mixing
stuff.
All right. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah. Good. Great. Excellent. So finally, create a senior leadership team so you can have open communication through departments. Keep it fluid and empower these department leaders.
Empower, that's the word.
Empower.
That's the key thing. You don't just have a senior leadership team and that's it. Nurture, cultivate, empower.
Empower them to run their little ship or big ship, whatever it is, to the best of their ability, with some rules and some guidelines and some boundaries, of course. But that's the key. Empower them, and they'll smash it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, you don't just pick a senior leadership team and then sod off on holiday.
No, not straight away.
No, you have to
got to give them at least a day or two.
And start to let them make decisions whilst you're there, because they will feel confident and comfortable that you're there to catch them if they fall, and you will feel confident and comfortable that you're there to catch them if they fall, and you can solve problems and you can give them teachings and guidance and fill in gaps, so that you're building this knowledge base, this resilience, this problem solving capacity.
Trust.
Oh yeah, trust, massive. Overcoming situations. You've done that together. You've let them do it whilst you're there, but you have to let them do it. You've got to be an enabler, a facilitator. You cannot do for them. So then when you go away, you've seen it firsthand how they deal with challenging situations. And so you know that you can feel chilled out on holiday, go and chill out with a pina colada on the beach, because they've got it covered.
Might not be a pina colada, but I get your point.
Or strawberry mojito, pineapple margarita, whatever.
Strawberry mojito?
Oh yeah, good.
Oh.
Pineapple mojito.
There's your life hack off the podcast.
Life hack. Pineapple mojitos.
There you go. But they won't have any of them at the cathedral tonight, will they?
No.
Sad. Side note.
She did. Side note.
Side note. Do plan and prepare, though. So don't just, like Laura said, don't just like create this SLT and then just do one. Just set expectations about what should and shouldn't happen whilst you're away, and what projects need to be prioritised, so that everyone's on the same page and everyone knows what needs to be done.
Yeah, before you go, you should have you should always do a handover before you go on holiday, and have a handover meeting with the people that are involved in it.
You should always do a handover, Joe.
Yes, Joe. Anyway, also, side note. Cyan at the cathedral.
Yeah.
Messaged me yesterday.
Please.
You're going to be surprised.
I probably am.
I hope you guys like to drink, because I'm drowning in alcohol. Don't you worry, Cyan.
Ricky's coming.
Ricky's here.
Yeah, that's it.
There we go. Okay, what else would we say? Yeah, so handover, nice segue into planning and preparing in advance. So let them know. It's ideally not, I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks tomorrow.
No.
I mean, if you've got a good team, they'll be okay. They might be a bit panicked. But put it in the calendars, let them know as soon as possible. And the handover, processes, priorities, and like what you want to be contacted about. If you want to be contacted about everything, fine. If you only want to be contacted about urgent and important stuff that you absolutely need to help out with or deal with, which is my preference, I have a light touch. I keep in touch with them, depending on the time difference.
Yeah.
I catch up in the morning on the groups, the Slack and the WhatsApp chats. Vicky will let me know if there's anything I need to deal with.
Okay.
And then most of the time there isn't anything. And it takes a little bit of time, catch maybe half an hour max, keep on top of my emails, delegate to people, delete shit I don't need. And then I just go and enjoy the rest of my day on holiday.
Very good.
And then I check back in with Vicky the next day, and it's usually don't have to do anything. And I know people are like, you shouldn't be working on holiday. I don't see it as work, because I know that I can switch my brain off after I've checked in, because I know everything's cool. I don't need to worry about anything. And then I keep on top of my emails, because I don't want to miss anything coming in that can delegate to the team.
Yeah,
but also it means that I've not got 5 million when I come back off my 2-week holiday.
That would be too many, right?
Too many.
5 million. If you've got 5 million emails coming back from holiday, you need to
delegate
more.
You need to create a senior leadership team.
You really do, or get some junk email rules in your inbox. One of the two. Open communication. Just make sure that people know you're contactable, but what you're contactable for.
Yeah. And
just make sure that you set the rules. Delegating, of course. Handovers. We talked about that. Mm-hmm. Do a handover. So again, part of communication, really, so everyone's on the same page. This is what I've got to do. This is the follow-up. This is the next step, etc. Team. You may go through bits of anxiety and stepping back when you want to be involved. Let your team, empower.
Empower.
That's what they're there for, aren't we? You can't do everything, can you? really.
No, you shouldn't do anything when you're not on holiday. You need to delegate your business. If you want it to grow, like everyone always talks about working on your business and not in it. It was a question we got asked in some business awards recently, and it's really important. You cannot work on your business if you are in it all the time doing the do. And so you're going to have to let people in. You're going to have to let go of some things and delegate to other people. But you get to know your team. You hire the right people. You build trust. You train and cultivate, and you're there to support, guide, and mentor. So you know that they can sort it out, and so you start to feel better. But you should be doing this in your business anyway, and then especially when you go on holiday.
Yeah, you must. Yeah. And what was I going to say then? I don't know. I was going to say something. I can't remember what I was going to say.
Okay.
It can't have been that good.
But yeah, you mentioned trust before. And I think everything we've spoken about here so far comes down to trust. You have to trust your team. If you don't trust your team, then you've not hired the right people, or you've not built up the right relationships. You haven't fostered a situation or an environment where you can create trust. And that starts for me with giving responsibility to people, letting them be accountable for things and owning issues. Giving them feedback where possible, constructive and positive. And like I said before, practice this every day in your business, so that when you go on holiday, everyone is confident and comfortable about it. You have to leave your team to it. You have to let them fail.
Yeah.
And watch that. And it's so hard to not just get involved and fix it. It is so hard. But you have to allow them to fix it. And if they need your help, you can suggest it or they can ask for it. But it's not doing it for them. It's giving them the information, letting them do it, and then next time they'll learn, and then they won't need your help to fix that particular problem next time. But it is one of the hardest things, not just to get involved and do it.
I'm just trying to think when Joe went away last week, that I just made some decisions about stuff, because that's what I do. And Graham usually comes to me, to be fair. Everything seems to ride on my shoulders, which is...
And then if a decision is a wrong decision... You just
no
have
one's
to
on
deal
fire.
with it, don't you? Yeah, hopefully it doesn't mean the business closes. It most likely won't.
No, it didn't.
And you can usually overcome it. But once someone's failed or made a mistake, myself included, you don't usually make it again.
No, absolutely not.
And it's that's why you have to allow people to make mistakes. Trust them to make decisions and hope that it's the right one. If it's not, then you go through the learnings from that together. And it's when they come to you and say, oh, how do I do this? Where do I find this? What do I do in this situation? The temptation is to just answer that question. Oh, it's here. Or do this, do that. This is what you do. But what's really important, I think, is, well, how do you think you should solve that problem? Where do you think you would find that information? And let them go and find it themselves. And then be like, right. And then eventually they will not bring the problem to you, go, what do I do with this? They'll bring the solution. So this has happened. I think I should do this, or I want to do this. Is that okay? And you're like, yeah, that's mega. Or no, almost just do this slightly differently. And then, but they've learned that you've not just done it for them or told them what to do.
Good advice.
But it is really hard. So you have to do all of this anyway, so that when you go on holiday, they're just going to smash it.
Yes. Empowerment. And then when you get back, you need an SLT debrief, don't you?
Oh, you need a debrief.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
Just about what went well, what didn't go well, the pros, the cons, the ups, the downs. Because of course there will be. It won't be smooth sailing. And of course you'll need to keep updated on key events and stuff that went on, depending on how long you're away for. So
yeah.
And say thanks, because they'll have worked hard. Not that they don't work hard anyway.
I got them all a voucher to go to Contour's Day Spa after I went to the Caribbean in January.
Did you?
Say thanks for putting a shift in, going above and beyond. Because when I'm not here, I know it's hard work and it can be stressful. And they've got a lot of responsibility on their beautiful shoulders.
Wowza, that's
so
nice.
You should appreciate what they've done for you, because they most likely will have worked longer hours. There will have been more stress, will have taken that stress home. It will have impacted their lives. And I think it's important to recognise that and don't take it for granted, because you don't want them to just do the bare minimum next time you go on holiday because they think that you're not bothered and don't value it.
That's a nice thing, isn't it?
And that comes down to like another point. Like, it's all about inspiration and relationships. You want to inspire them to want to do their absolute best for you and build something and build relationships so that they want to do it for themselves. They're part of something more than a 9-to-5 job. That they feel integral to the survival of the business. They're an important cog, and therefore they'll bring their A game because it's purpose, it's value. And
they've got a cause in their mind and in their heart, haven't they? Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, I think the debrief is really important because if you said, like me, you only want to be contacted about urgent and important stuff, if there's other stuff that's important but not urgent, then you want to know about that when you get back.
Correct.
But it's not just chatting over the desk. Put some time to one side where you all get to chat, specified time. It's dedicated to going through everything because that will take a lot less time than just doing it in bits and bats in the working day across the desk, across the office.
Indeed.
And then, when you come back, you'll have sold more, your business will have grown, they probably hired people.
It's cruising.
Amazing things that it will come out in that debrief. You'll be like, oh my God, I can go on holiday more often.
Yeah. Book
and then
another
you will
one.
be able to because they'll have grown your business and made more profit so you can book more holidays.
Bosh.
And if you need to recruit the people...
Whoa, wonderful.
Which will look after your business whilst you're away and keep it ticking over for you and growing, then I would absolutely be delighted to help you with that, with our unique recruitment model.
Yes.
Saving time and money and some marbles. Or I've got my recruitment director service where I can train you how to hire amazing people.
Great. How would I get more information about that, Laura?
You could contact us through the website, which is www.f for fresh, P for perspective, resourcing.co.uk, or message me, Laura Leyland, on LinkedIn.
Wonderful. That's great advice.
Thanks so much.
You are very welcome. That's it for episode 202. I'm going to go home now and...
This is why we had to keep it short, because we got the freshies. I can't concentrate for anything longer than half an hour.
Well, we're on 31:22.
Oh, my God.
We're going to go home, get changed. We're going to go to this cathedral set up for the Freshies 2024. We're going to raise nearly £20,000 for charities and have fun.
Yeah, it's going to be mega.
Please
we'll
follow
tell
us.
you all about it next week.
We will. Please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and also subscribe to the podcast on SoundCloud, Apple, Amazon, and Spotify.
Oh, and check out our website.
Check it out. It's new.
New and fancy.
Might even have a picture of me on. Anyway.
Amazing. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and we will see you in 1 week's time.
Namaste.